Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be doing my response to the vinyl tag for 2024. I'm very excited to do this year's vinyl tag. Like I did last year, I'm going to be answering the questions that were created by Rob Walker. In Rob Walker's video, he had 20 questions, but in my video, I'm going to be answering 15 of them. Some of the questions I couldn't answer because I don't have a record that fits the question. I feel like I represent a really different demographic of the vinyl community. I'm young and I have a very modern taste in music, so I feel like I'm kind of like my own little niche within the vinyl community. At least the other vinyl tag videos I've seen have been so different from mine, so I do like to have that different perspective. The first question is my favorite record that I bought in 2023, and that is the easiest question I had to answer in this whole video. My favorite album I bought was Quest for Fire by Skrillex. I love this album so much. It's definitely my favorite album from 2023. I became a big fan of his in 2023, so when I heard this album was going to be released on vinyl, I wanted to get it as soon as possible. I've played this album on vinyl so much. I never get bored of it. Overall, this album is really loved by the EDM community, and it's really well deserved. Like, this album is so incredible. Question number 2 is the last record that you bought in 2023. Now, I did make a whole separate video about this because I didn't really buy a whole lot of records in 2023. So the last record I bought is by the band Camino, and this album is called The Dark. It's their most recent album. It's their second studio album. This album came out in August 2023, and I bought it in August 2023, which technically means I haven't bought a record since August. I did explain it further in depth in that video. I will link in the description. But yeah, I haven't bought a vinyl record in a very long time, but that is soon going to change. Question number 3 is a band or artist that released 2 or more albums in 2023, and I'm really happy I had something for that. So for this, I'm going to show the album Don't Get Too Close by Skrillex. Skrillex released 2 albums in 2023. These albums were released, I think, just one day apart. So the first one was Quest for Fire that I showed earlier in the video, and now the second album is Don't Get Too Close. So yeah, Skrillex released 2 albums in 2023, and I really enjoy both of them. Question number 4 is, if you can only listen to music from one decade, what decade would you choose? Rob has a lot of really thought-provoking questions in this year's vinyl tag, but I decided to go with the 2010s, so 2010 through 2019, which I know is really recent. I do have a modern taste in music. So for this, I'm going to show Clarity by Zedd. This album came out in 2012, and I picked this because I feel like it represents the golden era of EDM, and that's kind of considered to be 2010 through 2016-ish. I was really young back then, and I didn't discover EDM until about 3 or 4 years ago, so I wasn't into the genre during its golden age, but now that I am a fan of it, I was going back and listening to all the golden age music, and I really do love and appreciate it. It's so nostalgic now, and this album has Clarity on it, a bunch of Zedd songs I do consider to be part of that era, like Clarity, and so I thought this would be perfect to show for this prompt, and I would totally be happy with listening to the music from 2010 to 2019, and 2019 is pretty recent, so there's a lot of like classic EDM songs and newer EDM songs in there that I would be okay listening to, and even outside of EDM, there's a ton of amazing pop songs and rap songs. I think that it would be a pretty good era or decade of music that I would be okay listening to. Number 5 is show a record from a band or artist from Manchester. Now, I don't have any that are from Manchester specifically, so I tried to choose something that was kind of close. So I picked London, and for that I'm going to show you guys Dua Lipa's album. This is Future Nostalgia, a very big and popular album for her. Dua Lipa is from London, so I figured it would kind of be okay to put that in place of Manchester, both England. Question 6 is your most listened to band or artist from 2023. So according to my Spotify Wrapped, that would be Skrillex. So I'm going to show you guys this 12-inch single from Skrillex. Well, technically it's Jack U, which was the alias made up of Diplo and Skrillex, and this is for the song Where Are You Now featuring Justin Bieber. I only have 3 Skrillex records in my collection, so I kind of wanted to space them out throughout this video, so I decided to pick this song that Skrillex was a part of, and I really love this song, and Skrillex was my most played artist from 2023. Like I said, he released 2 albums in 2023, so there was so much new music that he made that he obviously ended up being my most played artist. I really enjoyed the music he put out in 2023. Number 7 is to show 7 7-inch vinyl records. Luckily, I had enough. I have about 10 of them. Got Circles. Is that upside down? Yeah. Oh wait, these are upside down. Hold on. This is Circles by Post Malone. I've got, how did I even do this? Sunflower by Post Malone, the song. It's also with Sway Lee. I've also got Wow by Post Malone. I've got the song The Only Way Is Up by Tiesto and Martin Garrix. I've got the song Teeth by 5 Seconds of Summer. The last two are Star Wars songs. So this one is The Empire Strikes Back. It's got 2 songs from the soundtrack. And this one is from A New Hope, and these are both composed by John Williams. There's 2 songs from the New Hope soundtrack on this 7-inch single. I thought question number 8 was really fun. You can pick 4 music-related people to invite to a dinner party. So first I've got Niall Horan. I think that he would be really fun to chill with. He has a really chill personality, but he can also be really funny. This is Niall Horan's album called The Show. This album is by 5 Seconds of Summer, and so from them I picked Ashton. He is my favorite. I really love all of them, and I think they would all be fun to invite to a dinner party, but I just decided to pick my favorite, so Ashton is coming. He can also be really like intense and serious, but like also really funny. I feel like he would be really fun to talk to. You could have really interesting conversations with him. I would also invite Post Malone. This is Beer Bongs and Bentleys, one of his albums. Post Malone is also really funny. We also have a lot of similar interests from what I've seen him talk about in interviews, so I feel like he would be really fun to chill and hang out with too, and he's also really nice. This album is by Area 21 called Greatest Hits Volume 1. Area 21 is Martin Garrix and Major. Martin Garrix is my favorite DJ, so of course I would invite him as well. Martin Garrix is always really happy. I feel like he's always in a great mood, and he would bring in really positive vibes to a party. I also did get the chance to meet him, so of course I would like invite him back to a dinner party. Number 9 is another great question. If you could only listen to music from one country, what country would it be? And I decided to go with the United States, the US, which is clearly where I'm from, so I might be a little bit biased. I feel like overall we have a really great variety of genres. A lot of the artists I like are from the US, so I would be okay with only listening to their music. We've got the band Camino, my favorite band from the US. Like I mentioned earlier, we have Post Malone. He's one of my favorite rappers. One of my favorite American DJs would be the Chainsmokers. And there is also me. This is a shameless plug. I had to give myself a shout out in this video because this year I did get my album Radiance pressed on vinyl, so I had to fit it in here somehow. That might be kind of cringe, but I just wanted to show my album Radiance on vinyl. If you want to stream or purchase it, the link is in the description. I would listen to my own music. I was also thinking about some of the big genres that are from the US. House specifically, I really love house. House originated in Chicago, which is where I'm from. Number 10 is 3 vinyl community members or channels that you discovered in 2023. For this prompt, I'm going to give a shout out to people that gave me shout outs. So earlier this year, I found in my mentions tab that a few vinyl community YouTubers actually mentioned me in their videos, so I kind of want to give a little shout out and thank you to them. I was able to find out who mentioned me, and I was watching some of their videos, and I thought it was really cool, and so I'm glad that I was able to discover them just because they had mentioned me in their videos. First channel is Stevie's Vinyl Cupboard. He's from the UK. This next vinyl community YouTuber is from France. I'll put his name up on screen. I'm so sorry. I can't even begin to pronounce it because I don't want to butcher the name. His video was in French, so I couldn't even understand it. I had to translate it, but it's so cool that he would still shout me out. The third one is Vinyl Addiction. Based off of the YouTube About page, it says this channel is from Belgium. Thank you guys for shouting me out because I was able to discover your channels. Next up is a record I bought when I was a teenager. It's actually crazy. I can't really say I'm a teenager anymore. I'm 20 years old now, and I started my YouTube channel and my record collection when I was 16. So I'm going to show a record I got when I was 16. This is one of the very first records I ever got. This is Youngblood by 5 Seconds of Summer. I've had this record for like 3 or 4 years now, and I just love it so much. I have so many amazing memories surrounding it. Question number 12 is show a record you think everyone has, and then a record you think no one has. So for the one I think everybody has is Thriller by Michael Jackson. This is a classic. Very iconic. It doesn't need much explaining. And a record I think no one has is by Area 21, Greatest Hits Volume 1. This one is the indie exclusive purple vinyl pressing. I don't think this one is necessarily rare, but not a lot of people have it. According to Discogs, I think only 9 people have it in their collection. It's very low in terms of popularity, and I'm pretty sure not a ton of people have this album in general, especially not this indie pressing. And it's really cool knowing that not a lot of people own it. or have heard the album. It's basically like rap meets EDM. Question number 13 is your favorite video that you posted and your favorite video from a vinyl community YouTuber. My favorite video I posted this year is probably my Heatwave Music Festival Chicago vlog. That was a really fun experience. I went to that music festival with my aunt. She loves EDM like I do. I think this was our second concert together, and it was supposed to be really hot because it was in June, but it ended up being like 30 degrees. It was so cold, but we had so much fun. We saw Tiesto and Griffin. It was a really fun experience. I really loved going to that concert, and it was just a really great night. And my favorite video from a vinyl community YouTuber, that would be from channel 33 RPM. I really like his channel. So this video I really like from him is called Guess Who's Buying Those Limited Edition Records, and it kind of talks about how millennials and Gen Z are like really creating the revival of vinyl, and I think it's a really interesting topic because we're supposed to get the younger generations into vinyl so that it stays alive, and he was going over the 2023 statistics about vinyl sales and things like that. It's really interesting to see like the demographic of people buying records in 2023, and he gives his thoughts about that. I really enjoyed the video. Question 14 is another really good one. If you could walk into the cover of any album, what would it be? So I would really love to be a part of this cover. This is the movie soundtrack to Inception. The movie is by Christopher Nolan, and the score was composed by Hans Zimmer. I really love Christopher Nolan movies. He's my favorite director. I just love his genre. He does really thought-provoking movies, and Inception is one of those crazy mind-bending movies. I really love it. And I love Hans Zimmer too. He's one of my favorite composers, and he did a great job with the score. For this cover specifically, I would really love to be in the world of Inception. I guess it would mean I would be going into the movie kind of, since it is a movie soundtrack. I really love the cover. It's got the main characters all standing there in a really important part of the movie. I think it would be so cool to actually be in that movie. To sum it up really quickly, it's about lucid dreaming basically. I think that's a really interesting concept. I feel like I would really enjoy living in that world where you could have like lucid shared dreams with people, and to be in the plot, I think it would be so fun. And the last question I'm doing is question 15, which is a record that you're so familiar with that it's basically like a greatest hits. So for this one, I picked the album Drive by Tiesto. I wanted to show a record from 2023. There's actually a lot of big hits on this album. Songs like The Motto and The Business were really big for Tiesto. There's a lot of big collabs on this album with a lot of popular mainstream artists. So for that, it's kind of in a way like a greatest hits, but I've listened to this album so much. I played it so much over the summer, and I know all of these songs in and out. I know all of the lyrics, so it basically is like a greatest hits for me. It's got some of my favorite Tiesto songs on it. So that was it. That was my version of Rob Walker's questions for the Vinyl Tag 2024. I think I started doing this last year, and so I was really excited to do it again this year for 2024. I really love answering these questions about my records, and some questions really make you think, which I really enjoy, so I had a lot of fun making this video. In the comments, you guys can follow along with me and go through the prompts yourselves so you guys can answer the questions. Let me know what you guys would do for your Vinyl Tag 2024. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!